Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints v the channel for Southampton content. Our first match preview of the season, of the actual competitive Premier League season, is finally here. It's come quite quickly actually. Burnley away to start off things in the 2019-2020 season. Boys, are we ready for it? I'll start with you, Liam.
100%. I just can't wait. I've been bored for the last 3 months, just waiting around the season, and I just can't wait to get back to it on Saturday against Burnley. I'm so excited. Obviously, hoping for the best result we can, but I just want to see the boys back out on the pitch again. Can't wait.
Tom, do you echo his thoughts?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a tough start, but I think I'm happy it's back. It's been too long this summer, and I'm just can't wait to get going. Hopefully, we can get a win to start with.
Well, let's have a look at the opposition. Burnley, a very similar side to us last season. Really, we should have finished 15th and they should have finished 16th, but because of our poor performance on the final day, it was the other way round. But I've had a look at their pre-season. It's looked all right. They've got the winning mentality, but it's more a case of the sides they've played against haven't been of great quality, and their transfer window hasn't impressed me either. Do you think it's... I don't want to say an easy game, because obviously no easy games in this league, as we obviously know, and they're very good at home, but do you think we could have gotten a harder fixture to start off with?
100%. I look at Burnley, I think Brexit football, long ball up to Wood and Barnes, but it's worked. Obviously, Sean Dyche's a really good manager, but I look at Burnley this year, I just think they could really be a relegation threat. Obviously, J. Rodriguez, a brilliant signing, but 10 million and he's at 30. And you look at our side of foot where we're trying to get the ball on the ground, play around the wings. I just think we'd just be too much of a threat for them, and I just don't really see Burnley doing... I reckon they'll stay up, but I just don't see him pushing on like they did a couple of seasons ago for the Europa League.
Well, we talk about their transfer business. Only 2 signings been made so far. Eric Peters from Stoke and J. Rodriguez from West Brom. So for them, obviously, Jay, we know how much he means to Burnley. He means a lot to us as well, and hopefully won't score on Saturday. Fingers crossed, or it's a consolation. But if we look on paper, those are 2 signings from Championship sides, one mid-table, one who didn't succeed in the playoffs. Are they good signings, or do you think it's been a pretty poor window for them?
I think it's been a pretty poor window as well. They've lost Tom Heaton to Villa as well, which I think is stupid. Really, he's one of the best. He's their best keeper they've got. They did have Peters. He's all right, but he's not amazing, not Premier League standard. J. Rod, could do a good job for them, but he's, like I said, he's aging as well. So, it's been a poor window for Burnley, I think.
Well, he got over 20 goals in the Championship last year. But then again, it's the Championship. We look at his last 2 Premier League campaigns. He got a handful of goals for us, maybe 4 or 5 under Puel, off the top of my head, and then closer to 10 for West Brom in their relegation season. They've already got Barnes, they've already got Wood. I don't really think they needed the striker. So it'll be interesting how they line up. It looks like J-Rob will be their first choice. But then again, we just don't know. It completely depends on whether they even bring in more faces towards the end of the window. They had to bring in a new striker anyway because Crouch got released. But, I'm not that worried by them in a really strange way. It's like they're probably not worried by us anyway, because they still think we're a relegation contender. But I compare our 2 teams. The defence, for us, I think it looks shaky. But you look at our attack. It's like Danny Ings, Shea Adams probably will start as a partnership. Redmond will definitely start. We also have Gineppo and Buffal probably will be introduced off the bench. Ward-Prowse is in good form. Hojbjerg's solid. I think we've got a really good team here now. And as long as we can sort of solidify what they've done under Hasenhüttl in pre-season, I think we're going to be too much for them.
I just think a lot of teams are underrating us this season, and they don't know how much of a class manager we've got in Hasenhüttl. Finished with RP Leipzig in second. They only literally just got promoted from the Bundesliga second sides. I just think people are really going to underrate this season. I think we're a contender for top 10. I just think we're going to... I'm really confident against Burnley. I don't think we're going to run rings around them, but I think it'll be a comfortable win. I just think they got really good strikers, but I look at their defence. I think, are they going to lose Tarkowski to Leicester? Obviously, Harry Maguire's just gone to Man United, and you just don't really know, to be honest. It's going to be a tough one, but I think we'll be fine and hopefully get the win.
Well, you talk about sort of being top 10 contenders, but people still think we're a relegation dogfight contender. Do you like the fact that we're sort of underrated and we're sort of going quietly under the radar, or would you like us to be sort of pushed as one of those teams that will be fighting for top half and sort of, I don't like to say it now because it looks far away, but possibly contending for that 7th spot?
I think it's very good that we're underdogs. Obviously, when you're underdogs, you're not expecting much, and it just proves everyone else wrong. Obviously, it's only the start of the season. If we do beat Burnley, great result, but you don't want to get too overhyped. Obviously, being underdogs is a very good thing, and people are just going to underrate you, and they don't realise how good we actually can be. Towards the end of last season, obviously, when we got Hasenhüttl in December, we had 9 points, and we finished off in, 38, weren't it? So like that. It's like Hasenhüttl, obviously we lost our first game against Cardiff, then first home game at St Mary's, you beat Arsenal 3-2 and beat their unbeaten 22 winners run. It's like, you've got to see how good of a manager he is. He's probably in the top 10 definitely of the best managers.
Oh, without a doubt, he's in the top half quality of managers. But yeah, back to Burnley, their pre-season. You know, we said it off camera. A lot of wins, but the opposition. So they started off with a 3-1 win at Port Vale. They lost 1-0 to Crewe. 2-0 win versus Fleetwood. Drew 2-2 with Wigan. Beats Nice 6-1. That Nice side lost to Cardiff as well. I don't think it was their strongest side. And then a 2-0 win versus Parma. So none of those, bar Nice, top flight sides in their respective countries, you know, they've got that winning mentality, but you know, do you think the quality of opposition helps? And obviously, if you're beating high quality teams, do you think that's better for them?
It's good to get a winning mentality, but the teams in playing like Crewe, Fleetwood, it's not going to help them, is it? Like, you got to play teams, but beating Nice 6-1, like you say, it's a weakened team, so it's a difficult one. But I think their pre-seasons have been a bit overhyped. Right,
that is the end for our preview. We'll see you up at Burnley on Saturday. We cannot wait. Tune in for tomorrow's preferred 11, where we name our side that we would start come Saturday's game, and we'll see you very soon.